So, slow and clean. We're going to practice on playing slow and clean because if we get a good foundation, then we can build on it. We can start doing some extravagant flourishy type stuff, that makes people go wow. But without clean vocals and clean guitar, you're never going to sound good. It's that simple. So, we're going to start slow and even if you're playing it a little bit behind tempo, if you're playing it clean, it's going to sound a million times better than if you're trying to rush it. And obviously, this song, don't go listen to the actual recording right now because you're going to be dismayed because it's sung a whole lot differently than just this chord chart. But that's something we'll work on too, adding a little bit more soul and personality into the music. But first, we got to get the basics out of the way. So here we go. Where's the moment when you need it most? That's a D7. You kick up the leaves and the magic is lost. They tell me your blue skies faded to gray. They tell me your passion's gone away, and I don't need no carrying on. D7. You stand in the line just ahead and you low. You're faking a smile with a coffee mug. You tell me your life's been way offline. You fall into pieces every time. I ran out of lyrics. As you guys can see, my lyrics ran out here, and I haven't memorized this song. But you guys get the gist of it. Just keep practicing it slow like that, and you'll get faster at it within a couple days or even less. Usually you learn how to play guitar. The more you play guitar, you will learn how to learn to play. You know, it used to take you a week to get a chord down. It'll start taking you a day to get a new chord down. And you really learn how to play guitar metacognitively. You've always got to be thinking about what you're doing with guitar. That's part of being technical. But so those are our chords for today. G. We'll go over the G7 too. Just put your finger on the first fret of the high E string and pinch those strings. And you got a G7. And for a full G7, just put your fingers where they are for the G chord. So there's your G, there's your G7. Yeah, we got our C, and we learned our C add 9. We can learn a C chord right here too real quick. It's the cage sequence, so it's the same shape as the A chord. See, this is the A chord. I play it like this because I do a lot of sliding up to the C and the B. Like if you're playing Sultans of Swing. I get a shiver in the dark, it's raining in the park, but meantime. So you slide back to it. South of the river you stop and you hold everything. Anyway, you slide back to it, and I think it's easier to play the A chord with your pinky, your ring finger, and your middle finger rather than these 3 fingers. So my tip to you would be to start playing the A chord like that, okay? And you can also play an A chord right here. Or if you want to do the bar chord, you know, well, yeah, like this. But I'm going to freshen up, guys. I hope you learned something. We learned the A minor chord. We learned, you know, you can take your fingers off it, do little flourishes with it. It's good for soloing because the scale for it is right here. I'm a little out of practice on solo, and I've been playing a lot of chords lately, but I'm going to get back into that. The A minor chord's good for that, for just starting out with that. You can also, like I said, put your pinky right here for the A minor chord. You can do a lot of things with it. But the E minor chord, like I said, I prefer to play it like this with these two fingers because I think it leaves more options, in my opinion, than playing it like this. Of course, when you play it like this, you can do some things, you know, like that. So I think that with the E minor chord, both ways are great ways to play it. I think with the A chord, you know, yeah, it's a good way to play it, just a normal way like this, but I think this is actually a better way to play it. And anyone can correct me when I'm wrong. I am open to criticism. But the next thing we're gonna do is let me figure out how to change this text. Alright, so the next chords that we're gonna go over on the next video, we're gonna go over the A minor chord, we're going to go over the A chord, we're going to go over the B minor chord, we're going to go over the B minor 7, we're going to go over the A minor 7, we're going to go over the A7, we're going to go over the B7, we're going to go over the C minor, we're going to go over the C sharp minor, we're going to go over the C add 9, we're going to go over the basic C chord, and we're going to go over the C diminished, and some stuff like that. So we're also going to go over the D, we're going to go over the D sus, I don't know if it's a sus 2 or 4, but I know the shape. We're going to go over that, but we're going to go over the D7, and we're going to go over the D minor. We'll go over the E, we'll go over the E7, we'll go over the E minor, we'll go over the E9, we will go over the let's see, the E minor 7, which is just one string. It's a string from the G string actually, but we're gonna go over that. because it's a really helpful chord for a lot of beginner songs. It's huge for a lot of beginner songs, and we go over that. A, B, C, D, E. We'll go over the F. We'll go over the F. The F diminished we'll go over, because that sounds like this. It's in songs like Daniel My Brother from Elton John. It's in the Simon and Garfunkel song Bridge Over Troubled Water. It's in quite a few songs. So the F diminished we'll go over. We will go over the F sharp minor, which is a pretty common chord. It's played the same as the F diminished, just up one fret. And then we're also going to go over some kind of theory stuff later on, and like what chords sound good together and why, and what. We'll get into all that. This is basically going to be a comprehensive from absolute beginner to high intermediate. And if I'm advanced by that point, we'll get into that. But we'll go over the F sharp minor, and we'll talk about the F bar chord versus the F partial bar chord, which I use the partial bar chord. We'll go over different ways to play the B minor. It can be played as a bar chord or as a just not a bar chord if you want to just leave out the bass notes, which sounds good sometimes. We'll go over the G minor, whatever those other G's are, I don't know right now. Well, the G7 we'll go over, and there are some other ones too, but we'll go over all of those for sure. All of these chords we will go over on the next lesson. It's not going to be a song lesson, it's going to be a chord lesson. So I'm going to get up some material to put on the screen to help make this streamline this, make this a lot easier to learn. And once you learn these chords just one time, playing them each just one time, it's going to be a whole lot easier the next time you come across them. You'd be like, yeah, I remember that one time I played that chord, you know, I can play that chord. I try to. So we're going to do that. We're also the D/F sharp, which is the same shape as plenty of stuff, including the E flat, but this is the toughest chord that we're going to be learning. So we're going to learn that chord just because it's used in a lot of songs, and it's a 4-fret chord, so if you're having way too much trouble with it, then you can just use the D chord while you practice it, because it may take a few weeks of practice to get that chord down. I've got small hands myself, and it took me a while, but the D chord sounds perfectly fine. Anyway, these chords aren't showing up. I gotta make this shit a lot smaller if I want these chords to show up. Or I'll just scroll them for you guys. So we got A minor 7, A7, B minor 7, B7, C minor, C sharp minor, C add 9, C diminished, D7, D minor, E7, E minor, E9, E minor 7, F diminished, F sharp minor, G minor, G7, and D/F sharp. Now that may sound like a lot of chords, and there's about twice that many chords, and that's all the chords we're pretty much going to learn. So, I mean, you'll be like Guitar George from Sultans of Swing. You'll know all the chords when you're done with this course. But we're going to take it slow. We may not get through all the chords next time, but we're going to try our best, and we're going to go over all the idiosyncrasies of the chords, you know, different ways to play them, different things you can do with them, ways to make it easier to learn to play them. For example, the D/F sharp, you're always leading in with your pinky when you're finger picking, because you usually finger pick the top string first. Not always, but a lot of times. And when you're leading in with your pinky on that top string, you're going to have to land that pinky perfectly, because when you go to pick that top string, if that pinky isn't secure on that string perfectly like it's supposed to be, you're going to get some nasty fret buzz, and it's not going to work out for you. So we're going to go over some stuff like that. You know, that stuff is helpful. And I'm going to tell you how I learned to get my pinky firmly in place for that really tough chord, and be able to finger pick it second nature. So that's my beginner chord tutorial video, and please like and subscribe for more content. Leave some comments if you have suggestions for any songs for this this series, which next one's going to be about chords, but the next one will probably go back to a song, probably bounce back and forth for a while. If you have any questions about the chords or anything else, just leave something in the comment section below. Anyway, thank you guys a whole lot. Like I said, I'm planning on being a guitar teacher, maybe a guitar center somewhere pretty soon. And this is really helpful for me to kind of get in that groove. So I appreciate you guys, and have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it is for you. And I will catch you guys later. So before I end the lesson, I wanted to go over some of the editing and mastering that I do. So we're going to go over that real quick. That's more intermediate, so if you want to end the lesson here, that's fine, but I'm going to go over that stuff. So as far as the condenser mic goes, I would recommend something like this with the pop filter. And I don't really use a pop filter, but I definitely use the sock. The sock is very helpful. It gets rid of a lot of the harsh sounds, and also my mic has fallen a few times and it's still working perfectly fine, probably thanks to the sock. The sock also, it doesn't diminish the sound quality noticeably at all for me. If anything, it makes it a little bit more consistent, I guess. But this mic that I'm showing you right here, it's got the boomstick, or whatever you want to call it, the mount, which is really helpful if you've got a desk and you're doing recording. You can just set it up, and this is basically, this isn't the exact one I have, but the one I have is very similar to this, very similar price range, and it works great. Okay, so the next thing that you guys are going to need to do is download Audacity. So Google Audacity. I'm hoping you're 64-bit, because 32-bit is old school. So whatever your 64-bit or 32-bit Windows, just download that installer or the zip file if you want to unzip it and extract, do all that junk. Just download the installer and install Audacity. Once you've got Audacity installed, we can open it up here. It's not, let me add it as a window capture. I gotta get better at this. Here's Audacity. So it's saying a bunch of stuff when it starts up. It says, okay, and that wasn't Audacity, that was just the alright, here we go. Here's Audacity. So with Audacity, what we're going to do is we're going to install the FFmpeg library, and that's going to allow us to drag video files like MP4s. It's going to allow them to just drag them and drop them into Audacity. And when we do that, then we can export it as a WAV file. So look up FFmpeg library Audacity. Let me pull back up the browser so that you can see that. So what I typed right here, FFmpeg library Audacity. So pull that up. Once you get there, scroll down till you see installing FFmpeg Audacity support. It's like the first thing that's not ads and stuff. So click on that. All you got to do is download the FFmpeg installer, and I'll post the link in the description for the video. And you click on that. It says blah blah blah. It's got some fake things where you can click and start download, but they're not actually the download. They're just like malware and stuff like that. So just find a download for 64-bit Windows FFmpeg 5.00 for Audacity on Windows 8664.exe. So it's going to be an executable file, and you're going to run that, basically an installer. Once you get done with that, you can close Audacity out, reopen it up, and now we can drag videos into Audacity. So if I pull up a video right here and I drop it in Audacity, it converts it to a WAV file, and now we can export it. And that's pretty cool because we can just record a video with our mic. So we can use our camera, record a video with our mic, then just take that video, drop it into Audacity, and we've got our WAV file. So that's the most efficient way I figured out how to do it. And my camera records in stereo, so it's really not an audio quality problem or anything like that. But yeah, so hopefully you've gotten that done. If not, pause the video, get the FFmpeg library for Audacity. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to get auto-tune for Audacity. Now if we look in Audacity, I'm using Robin Garias auto-tune, and it's got times 42 auto-tune, times 42 auto-tune microtonal, and times 42 auto-tune scales. I usually use the auto-tune and the microtonal because when you use both of them together, it kind of like disguises that like T-Pain just nasty robot auto-tuned sound. I like the auto-tunes. I mean, it's alright, but you don't want people to be like, wow, that's auto-tuned, So I'm gonna teach you guys how to auto-tune things without people knowing it's auto-tuned. And to do that, we need this. So let's get back to our browser. Robin Garias auto-tune. Type that in. Okay, so go to these this one times 42 plugins. This is the correct website. I will leave this in the link too. Download for Windows 64-bit. It's in the top right. And once you do that, here I'll go ahead and keep it and just show you guys that it's not a virus. You gotta say keep anyway on it though, just because it doesn't have the certificates that it needs. But now when you restart your Audacity, you can come down here and you got Robert Garius Auto-Tune. So that's cool. Alright, the next step is to pull up your camera. My camera's already pulled up. Alright, you need a nice quiet environment to record. That's a given. I mean, no shit, Sherlock. But as quiet as you can find. And like I said in my beginner video, you know, when you got a quiet environment, you can play precise. You can do precise vocals. And let me turn my fan off real quick so you can hear me better. Okay, so you can do precise vocals, you can do precise all kinds of stuff, and it really helps you work on your precision. And when you record for other people, for YouTube or Facebook or whatever, you become a better musician because you're putting yourself on the spot and you're kind of pushing yourself to do better and better. And that's why I would recommend that you start trying to do covers and stuff, whether it's just for family or whatever. You're gonna get better. Anyway, so now we're gonna hop into Ableton, because now let me take the original video from Like a Stone. That's what we're doing. If I can find it here, it's let me see if this is it. This is it. Okay, so I'm gonna redo it. I already did this, but I'm gonna redo it for you guys just to show you guys what I did. So we put it in Audacity. We export it initially. Export it as whatever you want to. We'll just say LAS, like a stone, export. Alright, now make sure this is highlighted. Go to Effect, Robin Garius, Auto Tune. Leave all this default. You can mess with that, but I'm not really an expert on it. I do sometimes, but I'm trying to learn more about that. LASA, because this one is auto-tuned, so just add an A to it. That's what I do. Alright, now Control Z to undo that. Robin Garcia's microtonal, leave all that the same. Now we're going to microtonal auto-tune it. Export that. Like a Stone, LASM. So we've got LAS, LASA, and LASM. Okay, so how are you going to get Ableton? That's the question of the day, right? And how are you going to get Vegas Pro? Well, you know, I have some buddies who got them for free, and they've got little ways of doing that, but I certainly don't recommend that. But hey, if you can find a way to get it really cheaply, or even maybe have it gifted to you from someone, you know, I wouldn't recommend BitTorrenting it. But yeah, just grab Ableton and yeah, grab Ableton in Vegas. And we're gonna open up Ableton now. I'm gonna pull it up in OBS. We can close Audacity now. We're done with Audacity. Audacity is old school. It's not that great. But it does have the free auto tune that works really well, so that's why I use it. Here's Ableton. Let me move this up top. Okay, so alright, so now we've got Ableton. So when we get into Ableton, the first thing we want to do, you got 3 lines right here. Click on them. Delete all this crap. You don't need it. Delete the reverb, the delay, everything. This MIDI can stay because we're about to replace it. Alright, so we'll go to desktop. We'll grab this LAS, the initial one, without any auto tune. We'll put 2 of those here, and then we'll put the auto tune, and then we'll put the micro auto tune. So we've got 4 tracks, 2 regular ones, and 2 of these. Now go to here where it says none, go to mixer, speaker on, track volume. Do this for every one of them. Mixer, speaker on, track volume. Mixer, speaker on, track volume. Change speaker on to track volume. Basically we're changing everything to track volume because we've got to kind of balance this out, you know what I mean? And I don't have my headphones plugged in right now, and Ableton's really bad about recognizing when you plug your headphones in. You kind of got to restart it. So I'm going to save live set, SSSWWW, save, exit, and now my headphones are plugged in, so I'm going to restart Ableton. And hopefully it pops back up on the recording, or else I'll just have to do that again. So no, yeah, have to do it again. Okay, there we go. So now we can go to options, preferences, audio, headphones. Okay, and we're gonna want to open live set. And what did I save that as? SSWW. I think so. I've got to start being a little bit better about what I save things as.
By a freeway, I confess I was lost in the pages. sky
it's
was
smooth,
bruised,
and that's
the
what I
wine
hear
was
this for.
bled, and
So
there you
the
led
reverb,
me
let's find something.
in your
It's already on the
house.
garage.
I long to
And you don't want too full reverbs, or else it's going to be like reverb over reverb. So do a little bit of reverb, full reverb, and listen to these here's the microtone. Okay, we're going to do something a little bit different from this because it's not quite as sallowy, it's not quite got as many carrots and cucumbers floating around in it. It's a little more smoother on its own. So go to vocoder. This is important. Okay, format +5 -5. This is going to make it sound deeper, or I guess for lack of a better word, sweeter, softer. So if you have like a little squeaky voice, you may want it like me. I'll do format. Turn it way up, but it's not going to sound natural when you try to make it sound compressed. And when you do this formatting stuff, I usually do 2 of them. I'll do this one later. It's always good to vary, do some variation on stuff. And I'll do key tracking on this one. Add some
Jeez,
more
guys.
noise to it.
I gotta get.
So we don't want to completely change the sound. We want to keep
On
it
a
pretty
cobweb
afternoon stuff.
in a room full of emptiness by a freeway, I confess I was lost in the pages
Never slide these
of
things
a
all the way.
book full of death, reading how we die
These are
in
final
every
distortion. I don't mess with it much. It adds like makes it sound like it's on like a record or something. The utility can be helpful.
reading how we die alone. And if we're good, we'll lay to rest anywhere we wanna go. In your house, I long to be. On my deathbed, I will pray to the gods and angels like a pagan to anyone will take me to heaven, to a place I recall. I was there so long ago. The sky was bruised, the wine was bled, and there you led me on. In your house, I long to be.
stone. I'll wait for you there alone.
We don't want that white noise to start moving it. So we don't want that. We have other ways to add drive later, but we don't want that white noise creeping
On
in.
my deathbed, I will pray
Let's grab a
to
standard one to
the
make
gods
since we
and
have the hot tune.
angels
It'll sound
like
good
me
if we make like the highs and
to
the lows
anyone
to have the
will
effect
take
of the
me
hot
to
tune, but not the mid.
heaven, to a place I recall. I was there so long ago. The sky was bruised, the wine was bled, and there you led me on. In your house, I long to be. Room by room, patiently, I'll wait for you there. Like a stone, I'll wait for you
Get a little bit of white
there
noise going. Alright, so we'll do that. Now let's talk about our equalizer 8s. So the best one is format, and that's for vocals, which guitar covers are mostly vocals. So we can mess with these. It's kind of like just putting a puzzle together. I don't know if that one worked out really well. Let me try it again.
On a cobweb afternoon, in a room full of emptiness, by a freeway, I confess I was lost in the pages of a book full of death, reading how we die alone. And if we're good, we'll lay to rest anywhere we wanna go. In your house, I long to be. Room by room, patiently, I'll wait for you there. Like a stone, I'll wait for On my deathbed, I will pray to the sky was bruised, the wine was bled, and there you led me on. In your house, I long to be.
Everything else to mesh with that and enhance it and augment things. We're gonna do -5 on this one. We've done some other stuff. Now it's really quiet, so we got to get our glue compressor, make it loud. Take out some of that makeup there. There are other ways to make it loud. That's too many louds. acoustic and restore punch is somewhere. Classical compression. Restore punch may be under glue compressor, but we're going to want to put that one in there too. How about rock parallel side rim? I don't know. That's what we should now. Alright, now this is the point where we bring in one more track, and then we're going to be done. So we're going to bring in the original track, because we don't want it to pray to some really light shit in this.
Like a pagan to anyone will take me to heaven, to a place I recall. I was there so long ago. The sky was bruised, the wild was bled, and then you led me home. In your house, I long to be patiently. night.